free from the mainstream, the studio machine. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation. I want it my way. Indie Film Nation. Going all the way. Indie Film Nation. You know it's gotta be Indie Film Nation. Indie Film Nation.
I suppose Hawk originated a long time ago as an idea in my mind. I liked the idea of a kind of mad mountain man in the Welsh hills, and I really loved the film Jeremiah Johnson starring Robert Redford, and I think it was made in the early 70s. It was directed by Sidney Pollack. It was one of my favourite films, and I really kind of liked that whole aspect of a man surviving out in the wild, and I wanted to try and put my own stamp on it and used, if you like, the Welsh countryside. So that's kind of like the idea I had rolling around in my mind. And then the Screen Agency Wales, I think at the time and now called the Film Agency for Wales, they invited me to write a script, and they wanted it to be a 3-minute thriller. And they had, and other than that, those were the only specifications. So I got thinking straight away, and this was while I was at the Cannes Film Festival many years ago. And I went back to the villa I was staying at the time, which had a really, really nice pool, and it was a glorious day, so it was quite a perfect environment to kind of sit, relax, and be creative. And I kind of, the first word that jumped into my mind was the word hawk, and as soon as I kind of wrote that down, and I kind of wrote it down in the kind of logo that you see in the film, really, it's kind of a bit metallic, a bit organic and rock-like. And I knew straight away I was going to make that film, but I had no idea what the hell it was going to be about. And I kind of connected it with this other idea that I'd had about the mad Welshman living in the hills, and I thought maybe he's got a hawk of some kind, and he's kind of trained it, and that's kind of where it started really, and kind of started developing it from there. And it was a very, very dark script initially when I wrote the 3-pager, and I submitted it to them. And they liked it, and they said, we really like it, but you're going to need to shoot this in South Wales. And for those of you that don't know, South Wales is not as mountainous as North Wales, and I'm from North Wales, so I'm a little bit biased towards North Wales as well. So I was like, well, no, I want to shoot this in North Wales. Should we go ahead and make this thing? And they said, well, if you want our money, you're going to have to shoot it in South Wales. I said, well, I'm going to have to disagree with you, and I'll find another way. And that kind of gave me an opportunity to elaborate on the script and flesh it out from just a 3-pager.
When I came onto the project, Michael McMahon, the director, had already developed an idea and was in the process of starting a collaboration with another writer to further enhance the script, which was about 4th draft stage. Mac's initial idea, before the film was even a script, was to do a serial killer film, a serial killer that lived with a hawk in the mountains, and it was sort of a modern day film. And then over the course of that collaboration and then the idea developing, he collaborated with another writer called Alex McCardle, and that collaboration led to them deciding to take the story back to a mystical, pagan, fantasy past. So that's where it sort of came from, really.
The website we originally set up helped massively. I mean, we got some fantastic talent on board because of the website. We put a couple of guide visuals that we'd messed around with Photoshop, and we'd taken some stills ourselves and pulled some stuff off the internet and kind of messed with it to create a feel and an atmosphere of what it was that we wanted to achieve. And we think that did a really good job of it, because it was back then when you didn't really do websites for short films. It was kind of a thing that you didn't do, so having a short film website was a cool thing.
So I think one of the best things that Mac developed initially to get the project rolling was a website. Now this was back in 2004, when not everyone had a website. It wasn't the thing that filmmakers did when they wanted to get a project off the ground. It was a bit more new thing to do, just to start everything via a site for a short film. So in 2004 he developed a very basic website which had several pages of imagery on it and a synopsis and contacts, and it just gave you sort of an impression of what the film's going to be about and made you excited, before he'd even raised the money. So I think it was a great first step for a short film. I mean, now it's the norm, but back then it was quite cutting edge to do something like that. So that's really how it began.
having that website was crucial really in finding new emerging talent in all fields. So we came across people like John Reardie and Louis Dumont, who we now are business partners with on the internet. We met them via various media connection sites, and they saw our work and they liked our kind of creative insanity of trying to do such an elaborate short film. I thought it was really brave, and they liked our style, and many other people really liked the idea of stepping up and not just doing a kind of generic short film, and just really trying to do something that was extremely challenging and would help their careers, so everybody could walk away with something that would contribute towards them progressing in the industry that they were focused on. So for a lot of people that worked in all the various departments, Hawk was a significant stepping stone that helped them further their career. So before it was even finished, it had already helped a lot of careers, and including our own.
The initial pre-production took, when I came onto it, took about a year and a half of just working on a script, getting the cast together, trying to find some money, setting up a company to do it all through. That took about a year and a half. Then we shot the film over 14 days initially. We then came back about 6 months later and shot pickups for about 3 days. And then we were 4.5 years in post-production, which sounds pretty ridiculous, but this is a short film, 38 minutes long, and we've got like over 170 visual effects shots. So the time really went into getting those visual effects shots done. They're very time, labour intensive. So it was really about persuading talented compositors, matte painters, visual effects artists, 3D artists to collaborate on the project in their spare time. And that just takes time. We didn't have the money to pay them all. So over the course of 4.5 years, we patched it together. The edit was locked within a year of the film finishing. That took a lot of time. We were overcoming problems like on the shoot, we didn't have enough time, so we actually changed elements of the script, changed the ending, reworked things. So that led to problems in the edit, hence the pickup shoot. But the edit was actually done quite quickly once the pickup shoot was in place. And then it was just a process of fine-tuning and getting visual effects done over close to 5 years. And obviously we were working on other things in that period, but that was all really for visual effects.
I mean, the way we kind of thought about the budget first was we tried to let the idea exist and not be constrained by budget requirements, which is a very brave thing to do in a short film, because obviously your imagination can run wild, and next thing you know, you need 3 million or 10 million pounds to realise all of those visions. So we were kind of practical about it. We knew we all wanted to make it. We knew we all needed to make a project like this in order to prove what we could do from a production point of view and a storytelling point of view as emerging filmmakers. So we kind of baby stepped on the project and just let it organically grow. And whenever we needed to spend a bit of money, we'd spend our own money, maybe travelling up to North Wales, because Matt and I were London based at the time. Sean was North Wales based, so that helped, and we could go up and visit him, go out on location recce's and just look at the potential locations, get inspired, and we just kind of drip fed that in between our kind of paid work. And after about 2 years of doing that, and I think we applied to every single funding body that you could think of or that was around at the time, and pretty much all of them saying no and thought that we were mad that we would want to make a film like this. We came across a few contacts in North Wales who got what we were trying to do and thought it was a great showcase for North Wales talent, as well as the land, to try and show off what was there. And Glyndŵr University, my old university, kind of wrote the first check, if you like, the first contribution of funds towards the project, and that really kind of propelled the project to the next level of realisation. And then Russell Grant, who's a bit of a celebrity at the moment, has been seen recently on Strictly Come Dancing, but back then he thought it was a great idea, and he lives in North Wales, and so he wrote a cheque. So a kind of combination of those guys falling one after the other helped us kind of put this into motion, and we were able to start crewing up and start putting some dates together and making a decent plan. And then once we got that money, that kind of defined our budget, if you like, and we topped it up ourselves through our own production company off commercial work that we had done.
One moment then, you looked like your mother. She liked my stories too. She loved all the old tales. And she believed in them. This is all my land. Everything that runs in it belongs to me. That white stag was not yours to hunt. Puig was ashamed and offered to pay for the animal he had killed. But there was only one way to repay that debt.